control.
Welcome to today's chest and tricep video. First thing we did was start warming up with the typical warm-up thing that we usually do on every single day. That video is coming soon, watch out for that. So we started off with bench press. Now with bench press, the main thing to remember is retracting the scapula so that you get the proper range of motion and not to hurt your shoulder. And I like to keep my arms out so that my arm stays straight the whole way down when I'm coming down, and until I get to touch my chest. And make sure you tuck your elbows in, because that again prevents injury. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm helping you out. I'm gonna say 45 degrees, but
The first thing we did was we started warming up with a 10. That day I really wanted to go as heavy as I could, so I started like acclimating my weight really quickly. So I started off with with a 5, then went to 15, and I went straight up and started off with 90 as my first set. Now, the first set I was only going for 1 rep max. I tried going for 2 just to try it, see how many reps I could get. But after the first rep, the second one was very poor and I got spotted quite a lot. So I'm really trying to improve that. I'm hoping to hit a 100 kg bench soon. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that was it for the first set. And then I dropped to 10 kg and went down to 80. For 80, I hit an okay amount of reps, considering I just fried my body out from that first rep. And then we just dropped down 70, and that one felt really good compared to how it used to feel. Like, the first 2 reps flew up, so I was really happy with the 70, the way it progressed, and I'm hoping to be able to keep up the progress on 70. After that, we literally just dropped straight down to 50, and I was doing pause reps. I missed out. We did 160, a 60 set as well between. But then yeah, 50 for pause reps. I tried to keep the pauses quite long as well, like 2-second pauses, and I think that went pretty well. But after flat bench, we moved straight to incline dumbbell. Now, incline dumbbell felt good and bad in terms of the weight felt really heavy, but the movement felt really nice, and I managed to get a really nice stretch and a really nice squeeze at the top. So I'd say for incline we did pretty well. I started off warming up with like the 20s, started off with 10s first, then moved up to 20s, and my first set was with the 25. I was expecting to go up to 32s potentially, but everything felt so heavy after that 1 rep max attempt. So the 25s felt pretty good with the stretch and squeeze. So that's all that I can say about that one. I did like 2 sets of that, and then we dropped down the weight, and then 2 drop-off sets. After that, we literally just moved to push-ups. We tried something new today again with putting the bean bags on our backs and doing weighted push-ups. Now, with the weighted push-ups, it felt pretty good to be able to add weight on top, but it was it was a bit hard to keep it in the right position, considering that every time we pushed up, it would bounce up, bounce off your back and move around. So the way it was distributed weirdly. But we did start off with 6s, went up to 10s on our back, try getting as many reps as we could. We're going to try and increase that, see how heavy we can put weights on our back and see how we do. But yeah, that was pretty much it for push-ups. And after push-ups, we literally moved to the middle pec fly. Now, for the pec fly, the main thing that we were trying to do was keep our scapula retracted and squeezing the middle of the chest. As you can see in the clip, my palms are open. That just helps me get a nicer squeeze because I can bring my arms closer together when they're open. So that's just something to think about, and it helps me squeeze more when my palms are open. So we did 4 sets of that. I'm pretty sure we recorded 2 sets with two different angles showing how well the chest squeezes. We try to go for 12 to 15 reps whenever it comes to flies. So that's usually our minimum unless we're trying to go heavier, at which point we try to stay at a minimum of 10. But that was everything that we did. And then we moved on to incline press. With incline press, the reason we decided to move on to that is because we'd just done 2 pretty much flat exercises with bench press, and then moved on to chest push-ups. So incline press was another one that we wanted to do to bring out the upper chest as well, considering that's always a lagging muscle, so we don't want to let that fall behind at all, otherwise it's a bit harder to bring up later on. So we made sure to hit incline press nicely. We started off with the 20 and went up to 25. Now, when it comes to incline press, it's pretty hard to be able to go for heavy weights after you finished all your initial exercises. So we tried our hardest to go as heavy as we could, but we couldn't really go very heavy. If we did it fresh, I'm pretty sure we'd be able to do a really good amount of weight, but again, we were pretty dead at that point, because by that time it was pretty much time to do the 2 different flies. On this day, we actually spent so much time on the workout. We went to do flies, but that was taken, so we ended up trying pullovers as well. With pullovers, it gives you I think that's one of the best stretches and squeezes you can get, especially if you've got someone supporting your chest, like telling you where to squeeze as well, like I do for Manib. But yeah, pullovers was one of the best things, but it's really, really dangerous to do if you don't do it well. Keeping your scapula retracted, as is the thing with every exercise pretty much. Make sure to keep your scapula retracted, and don't go too crazy far. Go as far as you feel the stretch on your chest. We're not trying to work out lats on this one, so just to stretch enough for your chest, and make sure to come just parallel and squeeze. And that was a really good exercise after we'd already killed our chest anyway, and then we moved on to the flies. We did the lower and upper flies. Again, 12 to 15 reps we tried to get at least. So the lower one working upper chest, love to squeeze the upper chest, and then the top one as well. When it comes to the top one, we like to cross over our hands for a lot of it to get a bit of an extra squeeze. Or of course switching it over to make sure that you don't get any imbalances. So yeah, that was pretty much it for flies, and then I moved on to triceps. Now for triceps, I started off with rope pull downs, which if you're seeing now, it's recorded at the wrong angle. Well, not wrong angle, but like the camera was facing. Yeah, you can see what's going on. Blame someone else for that. But anyway, then we did the overhead rope pull. That felt pretty good that day, and I wanted to try add something new instead of the machine dips. So I went and did bodyweight dips, and my triceps were on fire after that. Like keeping your body upright and scapula retracted again, and doing the dips and going far enough down that you feel your tricep stretch. It gives you such a nice pump afterwards, but you work your chest a lot with it as well, even when you're trying not to, because it's a bit hard to balance yourself when it comes to that. But yeah, that was pretty much everything for the chest and triceps workout. We've got loads more content coming soon. We're planning a lot of things out. But yeah, so make sure to subscribe to the video and like the video. But yeah, lots more coming. Thank you.